y'all see the title, y'all see the thumbnail. I don't even know who Ghost to BB is. Hlubi, I don't even know how to say that. I don't know who he is, but shit. Finna get to it.
Curses come in many forms. See, some are obvious, a bad decision, a wrong turn, a face you should have never trusted. But the worst curse, the one some never escape from, is the one you put on yourself. When you decide you gotta make it, no matter what. Ask Ghost Hlubi, a young boy from South Africa who turned YouTube into his kingdom. The lifestyle, the cars, the mansions, girls, clout, cash, subs, money. A curated facade, smiles to the ears without leaving no crumbs. A utopian world where every car you want just pops out of nowhere. A digital reality that most put on a pedestal. Everything just seems so perfect, right? Well, this is a different story.
Back to the roots.
The cars that you drive, yeah, do you own those? And is that real?
Hidden between golden coastlines and ghost towns, between diamonds and mud, lies a country built onto extremes. In South Africa, the past never really left, and the future costs more than most can afford. Decades after apartheid, it's still split in two: townships and suburbs, wealth and struggle, Range Rovers and running water. There, luxury and lack coexist. They stare at each other every day. And somewhere between those two worlds was a boy named Hlubi. Soshanguve is a township situated about 30 kilometers north of the capital of South Africa, Pretoria. That's where Kanye was born in a nuclear family. Two hardworking parents, and food was always on the table. He grew up in Soshanguve till primary school. In high school, an event led him to move to the city called Newcastle, KwaZulu-Natal, also known as KZN. This unfortunate event was the death of his father when he was only 10 years old, and one of his father's wishes was Hlubi to be raised by his grandmother. And during that time, he was basically going back and forth between Pretoria and KZN during his school years. Day by day, two worlds started to lay out in front of him. His elders always prioritized education. He did go to a top-tier private school, but some months he wouldn't even get his reports because the fees weren't paid. Regardless though, his parents made school a priority.
I was in Banakukasi, Soshanguve, and then every day I'd take a transport and I'd go to a private school.
Even if they didn't have the best financial head start, he was going from the mud to the elite private school. So he really had two perspectives and got to understand two different worlds. Perfect combination. He'd watch his own classmates pull up in bulletproof Maybachs with bodyguards, yet hear them speak the same slang that he did. They were no different. That kind of exposure does something to you. It makes the impossible feel reachable. It plants a seed. You start wanting different things than the people around you. Not just money, but mobility, access, power. And once you've seen both sides, you can't unsee them. You start walking a path that doesn't quite exist yet. One that you'll have to build yourself. It's 2020, and the cool we all know isn't cool anymore. No going out, no parties, no social interactions. That year, paradigms changed, and so did the meta. And while the world was looking for ways to kill boredom, unconsciously, Hlubi was looking for ways to make it out of here. When everybody's at home, there's only one place that's popping, and that's social media. Ghost was just binging a whole lot of YouTube. Chris Brown performances, The Boys RSA, DDG, King Omar, and he realized people are really living out of this, making actual money. This group in particular, The Boys RSA, made things click in his head. A feeling of despise pushed things forward. He was low-key hating on them, but for the most part, he was also very inspired. Simple realization. People who are hating, they just want to be in your position. Well, decision was taken. He wanted to start YouTube. But with what? He didn't even have an iPhone, and his mom didn't want him to get one. So, hustler mind kicked in. He started working at his aunt's business, sacrificing his school days to raise up that bread for a brand new bitten apple. When miracles happen, you often don't realize it first. It's only years after that something the whole world was mad about was actually your very own blessing. After months of labor, the phone was in his hands, and the finesse could finally start. June 12, 2020, a new YouTube account is created. Hlubi takes his phone and starts recording.
It's your boy, Ghost Hlubi, and now welcome to my YouTube channel!
For the first few months, he was doing vlogs, story times, and all sorts of videos on different topics, testing the waters and understanding what the world really wants to see. Nothing was really picking up yet. Views were low, engagement was weak, but he was willing to put in the work. May 9th, 2021, he had 15,000 subscribers. So the concept of blowing up overnight is flawed already.
Beginning of the year, I had like 2,000 subs, and now I'm like about to touch 16,000 subs, so.
From here, he finally got accepted for monetization. He basically did YouTube for free for a whole year before he even started to see any YouTube money. Things really started to pick up for him when he started doing social pranks, all sorts, but the most profitable were the gold digger pranks, which made him reach and gain massive attention. At that time, those were all over YouTube, but not many were making them in South Africa. That allowed Ghost to satisfy an untapped market. Hlubi's goal was simple: become South Africa's YouTube president. What presidents and politicians do the best? They say what you want to hear, show you what you want to see, craft an image, sell you a dream, and speak straight to your wants. Are YouTubers any different? Is Hlubi different? He mastered the algorithm just like a president masters the polls, by giving the people exactly what they didn't know they needed. Luxurious life, girls, cars, boom, you got yourself attention. But how much of this is real? And what do you do when your curse brings dark storms upon you?
You already know what the fuck we doing.
The cars that Ghost Hlubi drives, does he own them? Yes. All his cars are real. If he goes on a test drive, he's just trying to see if people like the car. It's an experiment. He's going to post a video saying he bought the car just to squeeze all the attention, and it never fails for him. It always works. Call it clickbait, but we call it understanding the game. If the formula works, make the curse a profitable way out. When he says he bought a new car, people are interested. So guess what? Let's buy a new car every week. Fuck it. By that, now he can determine if this car is worth the investment or not. Let's not get it twisted though. He's also a real collector. The first car we know about him owning was a BMW 2 Series M235i. Followed that up with a Volkswagen Golf GTI, white Audi RS5 at 21, a military camo green matte green Range Rover SVR, a Porsche 992 Carrera GTS convertible, and a Porsche 718 Cayman GT4. As you can see, Kenya's into German cars. Here's his current car collection. The car he's had the most is his BMW M4 F82 Competition, wrapped satin black. It was originally like a sky blue silver shade. He doesn't see himself getting rid of this car anytime soon. It might be his favorite. It's a 2017 model year. with the custom exhaust. Baby blue G-Class, I feel like a kid again. His SUV is a baby blue Mercedes AMG G63 Brabus with this wrap. It was white originally, and he got the Brabus body kit and custom wheels. Third whip is the fastest in the collection. We got the Audi R8 V10 Plus, which was green for a long time, but he decided to switch it to satin black. Last but not least, his 2017 Mercedes AMG C63 SV8 Biturbo, which he rebuilt from scratch. The special thing about this one though, is that he put a Brabus diffuser on it at the back and a custom exhaust of course. It looks and sounds angry. That's all the cars he owns at 23 years old. The M4 was about $55,000. The Brabus is about $300,000. The R8 was $170,000. And the C63 was around $60K. So about $550,000 worth in cars as a total. Oh yes, his latest baby was a black vintage BMW E30 325i. But let's be real, this isn't normal. Not in South Africa anyway. In a country where the average person's car is a second-hand Toyota or a battered VW Golf, Ghost Garage looks like something straight out of Monaco. South Africa wasn't built for supercars. Not on the roads, not the taxes, not the paycheck. The potholes and gas prices ain't forgiving. And most 20-somethings are still trying to get their first ride, not choosing between a Brabus G-Wagon or an R8 for the weekend. That's for all the upsides. But every curse got its downsides. You realize it just later, that the game you got in was played in solo mode from the very beginning.
I am an African. I owe my being to the hills and the valleys, the mountains and the glades, the rivers, the deserts, the trees, the flowers, the seas, and the ever-changing seasons that define the face of our native land.
Ghost Hlubi doesn't just do YouTube. He's on TikTok and Instagram as well. He gets lots of brand deals, especially on TikTok. Song promos are going crazy on there. Labels and managers are reaching out to him to promote their songs in exchange of a 30-45 second video. He's also brand ambassador for sneaker brands too. He's a big sneakers guy. Shout out to Sneaker Couture SA. As for his inspirations, we got the DDGs, the Quans, King Umar, and Daddy G. Now, Ghost's YouTube success is a result of a couple of things. The right timing, public relationships such as the one he had with Seema Mangalwayne, and serving his audience what they want on a plate. Not a 3-star dinner, a 5-star unlimited buffet, where they always have something to watch and they never get too hungry. On the other side, there's always people that will say Ghost just putting on a show. Isn't the whole internet a big show though? The difference is that some people decided to play it and others just watch. Be the player. Using things to your advantage has somehow become twisted into something shameful. If you found a way to flip the system in your favor, you're quote-unquote doing too much. But the truth is, the world has always been about leverage. People just don't like it when you figure it out.
Celebrity car be dropping that heat shit, yeah. You know it is.
In the end, Ghost Hlubi's story isn't just about cars. Okay, you get the cars, the money, the fame, but the moment you stop grinding, stop posting, and stop performing, it all disappears. See, the real curse isn't just chasing the dream. It's realizing the dream only lives as long as you keep running from the life you left behind. And some hustlers, like Kanye, they never stop running. Hlubi didn't get handed anything. He studied the game, learned the system. Every video, a calculated risk. Every car, a strategic move. Every smile on camera, sometimes real, sometimes business. Because when you come from where he comes from, survival teaches you to smile before you're safe. But he's not just a hustler. He's the mirror you look at every day. reflecting the truth of a generation that's tired of waiting, tired of asking, tired of pretending. Hlubi showed young people that you don't need permission to dream out loud, and you don't need a trust fund to touch luxury. You just need vision. And that's the thing about curses. Sometimes if you play it right, they turn into callings. So when we say that we see the future, just know we're not talking about flying cars or fortune telling. We're talking about you. Every kid watching who dares to believe. You could be next.
I'm more like relentless when it comes to like things that I want, because anything that I want, I'ma get it.
Facts.
Like, best believe. You know what I mean? So that's how it is.
Shout out Celebrity Cars from the W video. I ain't gonna lie, I don't know who that is, but I probably watched a couple of his videos just cause Celebrity Cars gang. I ain't gonna lie. He be putting me on with some tough creators. Hey, you like the video, like, comment, subscribe. See y'all in the next one. We out of here.
This shit for niggas know what the fuck going on. Big baby, she for doing me. I teach this 12 shit, bitch.